Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Subway restaurant. Oh, and by the way, just in case you have any more building related needs, feel free to not only check out the card system, where I will have a load of targeted videos that I think that you guys will really like, but also feel free to check down below in the description where I will just link every single one of my playlists. Moving on, if you want to make Subway, here's what you're going to need. You will need some block of quartz and some bricks. Then grab yourself some nether brick fence, and grab some quartz stairs. Then grab yourself some dark green wool. You'll also need yellow. Also grab black, and then finally guys, grab yourself some black stained glass paint. And once you have each one of those materials right there, we don't need too many of them. Once you have each one of those, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your Subway with this sequence of blocks in a row on the floor. Do 4 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, one row behind, but still in the same line, so starting here, you then want to place a black wool, then leave 2 gaps, so that'll be 1, 2, then place another black, then leave 2 gaps going right, and then place another black, then take out your brick again, and 1 row in front, so coming back to the first row that we made, you then want to do a row of 25 bricks. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. What you then want to do is still with your bricks, but 1 row behind again, you want to do a row of 7 bricks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, coming 1 row ahead again, you want to do a row of 4 bricks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, take a sideways view to what you've made, and going this way, towards where Starbucks is, you want to do a row of 3 bricks. That's 1, 2, 3. You then, going 1 row behind, want to do another row of 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, coming 1 row in front again, a row of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then going 1 row behind, a row of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then come 1 row in front again and do another row of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then cap this off by taking a sideways view, so we're now looking back at what we've made, and go right by 3. That's 1, 2, 3. And let me just show you, give you guys a bit of a bird's eye view of what we've made. So hopefully you guys can understand what we're doing here. You can see how it comes in and it comes out like that. It's kind of a weird shape, isn't it? It's going to kind of look like a pillow by the time we've finished. But hey, that's how it is. Once you've reached this point right here, guys, this is what you want to do next. So come all the way over to where you first started, where we first placed this row of 4 bricks. Well, what we now want to do, guys, is taking a sideways view, so we're now looking all the way over there. Starting from this first brick, we want to go left by 3. That's 1, 2, 3. We then 1 row behind, so coming inwards, we want to do a row of 7 bricks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 1 row in front, a row of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1 row inwards, a row of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 1 row outwards, a row of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to take a sideways view, so we're now looking at what we've made. Go left by 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do a row of bricks inside. And this row of bricks that you're now doing inside of the row, or inside of the Subway, you can run it all the way around to the other side of your Subway. So what you kind of want to end up with, guys, should look a little bit like this. And like I said, it kind of looks like a pillow, is how I would describe the shape. But you can see that the long row that we've just made is simply the back of our Subway. That's exactly what that is. Once you've got that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. So, on top of all of those bricks, we're going to want to stack 2 additional layers of bricks. So, on top of each one of those bricks, 2 layers of bricks. So that'll be 1 and 2, just like that. So why don't we just do that? The fastest way to do this, I would imagine, and the only way, is to just very, very tediously go all the way around on top of our bricks. So what we have here is just the base of our Subway. This is roughly what it's going to look like, and we're just going to bolster it a little bit with some bricks. Then we are going to add some necessary quartz on top of the bricks. So we're going to add 2 layers of bricks, then 1 layer of quartz. Then we'll probably mess about with the individual sides of Subway. The front is the hardest, the two sides are the second hardest, and the back of Subway is actually very simple. So I believe we've added the one we've added the one layer of brick, so why don't we add that additional layer, then we'll add the quartz, and then we can figure out what we're doing. I haven't exactly figured out what order we're going to do this in yet, guys, but I think that, like I said, I think that we might just, after we've added on the bricks and the quartz, we'll probably mess about with the individual sides, or maybe not. I think I've just found a smarter way of doing it. Yep, never mind, figured out a smarter way of doing it. We're not going to mess around with the individual sides just yet. We're going to add the bricks, then the quartz, and then we're going to do a, well, why don't I just leave it as a surprise? You guys will see what we're going to be doing next. So we've very much almost finished the brick layers. Yep, so once you have your 2 layers of bricks, guys, we then want to add a layer of quartz going all the way around the bottom of Subway. I'm not entirely sure what this layer of quartz is, but on the building that I was copying this from, the actual Subway building, not somebody else's version of Subway, from the actual Subway building that I found on Google Images, there's like a row of either a darker wood or a darker brick, and quartz just kind of fit it. Not entirely sure what it is exactly, but it's on there and I like it, so I'm not really complaining. We've just about finished this quartz layer, actually. I believe we're on the front of Subway again, and we are making our way over. We've just about hit the entrance, I believe, and yes, we have. So once you have your 2 layers of brick and your 1 layer of quartz, this is what you want to do next, guys. So here's the deal. You may notice that on the front/back/sides of Subway, we have these kind of like, these rows of 4 that we might have. So on the front 2 corners we have 2 rows of 4. On the sides we have these rows of 4, and on the back we have the same corners. They're kind of like towers. Well, all of these towers follow the same sort of pattern, and if we add these onto Subway, it'll make the rest of it quite easy to make. So why don't we do it? So you're on the front left hand side of Subway. Take out your bricks, and on top of these like 3 corners of this tower, you want to do 3 rows of 23 brick coming up. So it'll be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And not only do you want that row of 23 on top of the first corner, as I said, you want it on top of each one of the other corners. So that row that I just made there is just 1 too high, so we'll knock that top block off there, and that first one that I did was, I'm almost positive, a row of 23. Now, once we have our rows of 23, this is what we want to do next. Connect all of those top blocks together like this, so just connect all of those top blocks together. What you then want to do is take out your block of quartz, and on this front side and this left hand side here, we want to do 2 rows of 8 quartz coming down inside the center of these parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. And here as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't have to count it out since we can see right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what we then want to do, guys, is we then want to take out our green wool, and we want to do a layer of green wool on top of the brick construct that we've made. And actually, we want to have 2 layers of green wool. So just to show you guys what this should look what this should look like so far, it should look a little bit like this. You guys can see how this is kind of planning out. And what we then want to do, guys, is we then just want to fill the rest of this part in with brick. And then after that, since we are here, we will then add in the kind of lamps that overhang the tower parts of Subway. Whatever reason there's lamps, we have to add them. So once it's been filled in, it wants to look a little bit like this, and we're going to have to do this roughly 5 more times. So once you've got that done, you now want to take out your nether brick fence, and starting from where the quartz starts on the bottom here, you want to find the 4th row of quartz, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place 2 nether brick fence coming out of the bricks either side of that quartz. Then place a green wool underneath the second, and I said underneath, there we go, underneath the second nether brick fence. And those will just kind of serve as the lamps that hang out of the sides of Subway. And you want to have that on every single face of the little tower that you've just made. So you just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. And that is just tower number 1, guys. Easy enough, right? Well, why don't we go ahead and do that to each one of the other 4 corners as they're identical. And then we'll do roughly the same thing to the 2 side towers as well. So why don't we come all the way over to the right hand side now. We'll start off by doing our 3 rows of 23 bricks. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17... Whoops, okay, we're going to start another row, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, we know that's right. I messed up counting that row. I think I could have recovered that, but I figured, hey, why not just count out another row just to save ourselves a little bit of trouble later on if I counted wrong. So we have our 3 rows of 23. We then connect them together at the top. We then do our 2 layers of 8 quartz, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we do our 2 rows of 8 coming down, here and here. Then we, here. Then we fill them in with our bricks, so coming all the way down. Then we'll add the green on top, then we will do the lamps. You guys know how this works by now, we've already done it the once, this will be the second time, and I won't explain things as thoroughly on the other 2. All I'll be doing for the other 2, or other 4 as a matter of fact, is I'll just be counting out the rows of 23, because that's the only part that I really need to like vocally say, just because otherwise if I don't count it out loud I'll probably get it wrong. So we're just adding the lamps here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, 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 and here and here, here and here. Remember that the lamps are in line with the 4th row of quartz, coming directly up from the bottom of the little tower that we make. So that will be the second one, guys. So as you can see, I missed a row of bricks here. As you can see, this is shaping up quite nicely. Not only do we want to have this on the front, but we also want to have this on the back. So why don't I just fill this brick in, and then I can go and do the exact same thing to the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's definitely right, thank God, because I just turned off flight mode, I probably would have lost count. And then we can do the exact same thing that we've done to the other rows. So I don't really feel as though I need to explain any of this, guys. I'm sure that by the second time you guys were already sick of it. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, that lines up. There we go. I just knocked off one of the bricks from the top, and I wasn't sure whether I was doing things right before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we can just apply all of those to the rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc., etc. Then the bricks, then the nether brick fence. So once we have all 4 of these, we then have to do a very similar thing to the sides. You can see those rows of 4 that kind of like poke out the sides of this. Well, we also have to do a very, very similar thing to those. The only difference is that they're not really like as 3D as these corner blocks. There's only like one face to them. So it'll be even easier to do than these right here. So we've almost completed this 3rd one. And then we can move on to the 4th one. So let's just make sure that that looks right, and it does, doesn't it? So that's the 4th one. Let's move over to here and do the 4th one. That's the 3rd one. Let's move on to the 4th one, is what I meant to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then the rest is history. So let's just add these in. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do after we have done all of these pillars. The pillars actually shape the subway for us quite nicely. After we've done this, the sides become very easy, the back and the 2 sides, and the only semi-difficult part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then becomes the front, and the front's not even that hard, to be honest with you guys. A lot of this is window, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then blah blah blah, there we go. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, then the green wall. And then we have to add the bricks, so come on, there we go. This is the worst part, placing the green underneath, just because it requires a little bit too much dexterity, which apparently I just don't possess. So we're just filling these in, and then, as I said a couple of times already, once we have each one of these 4 corners done, which we do right now, we now have to do a very similar thing to these 4 blocks here on the left and here on the right, or over there on the right I should say, since it's not over here. So now on top of these 4 blocks, guys, just treating it the same way despite the fact it only has 2 corner blocks, we then want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and you guys can see how this is going to progress from here. And then another row of 23, we then connect them together at the top, 2 rows of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another row of 8, then 2 green, 1, 2, then coming down to the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, here, here, then bricks, 1, and 2 coming up, there we go, whoops. There we go, that is perfect, guys. So you can see what we're also going to do on the other side. You can see that it's very, very similar to what we've done before, except of course it's a little bit more 2D than 3D. So coming over to this opposite side, we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, then 1, 2, 3, and then we can just connect that all the way down to here. Perfect. Then we want to do our row of 8, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then everything else is quite simple, isn't it? So, is that right? Yeah, it is, never mind. I thought for some reason, I filled that in with bricks, that was silly of me. I thought for some reason there that was shorter than the other parts, but I was wrong, never mind. I really did think that they were shorter, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, green, green, then green, green, perfect. So that's the second one done, guys. Let me just show you guys what this looks like from the front. There we go. Alright guys, so once you have each one of those 6 pillars taken care of, this is what you want to do next. We're now going to build up the front of our subway, then the sides, then the back, very much like a haircut. So, once you've got that taken care of, you now want to come, like I said, to the front of your subway. You're looking for this front middle left-hand block right here, this quartz block next to the entrance. By the way, that's the entrance. On top of this quartz block, you want to stack a row of 26 bricks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Then place a green wall on top of that 26th block. Then do an upright diagonal with your green. Go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Go right by 1. Do an upright diagonal. Go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Go right by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal, go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then from that bottom right diagonal, go all the way down with your bricks until you connect to the opposite part of the front middle-ish of your subway, like so. And once you've connected all the way down to the opposite side, you then want to take out your green wall and go all the way up to the top of what you've just made, and on top of each one of those green walls that you placed, place an additional green wall. So just basically throw another layer of green on top of that first initial layer of green to give you something which should look a little bit like this, and it just smooths it off a little bit and makes it look a little bit nicer. Once you've got that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. So come all the way down to the bottom left hand corner of what you've just made. So starting from this brick right here, this first one that we placed going up, you want to go right of this by 3 with your brick. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then do a row of 17 black wool going right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You then want to just then fill the rest of the row in with bricks. What you now want to do, go up on top of that first black wool block that we placed by 9 with your black. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then go all the way to the right with your black wool until you are equal with the bottom black wool right there, and then just connect it together. So what you essentially want to do is make a rectangular shape like that by connecting them together. You then want to separate the left hand side from the right hand side by doing a row of black wool directly in the center. So it's going to be here because that was a little skew with. Is that right? Is that the center? Yep, that looks like the center to me. And all you have to do to split it in half, guys, is of course just find the center block, which will be the 9th one counting in from the left if you're really that bothered. So once you have that window taken care of, what you can then do also, if you want to, you can do a horizontal row of black wool that leaves a gap of 2 right at the top of the window. So you kind of just want to turn it into like a Christmas present shape like this. What you can then do is just fill the center of that window in with glass pane. So why don't we fill this in with glass pane, and then we can move on to the next bit. And the next bit is a lot less fun than this. Incredibly not fun. It's going to be filling the entire shape that we've just made in with bricks, which is, as you guys know, not one of my favorite activities, but it is an activity. And I am just placing this glass pane everywhere except where it needs to go. It is not going well for me. It doesn't help that the glass is a dark color, just like the black. I'm having a hard time. Come on, this is so hard. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this. It's just like regular pane, which is, again, really difficult to use. Maybe the problem isn't the black glass pane. Maybe it's just glass pane in general. My god. It's taking everything from me. It's taking my coordination, my speech. What will it take next? My dignity. So once you have filled this window in with black stained glass pane, what you can then do is just fill the complete surrounding area in with bricks. This may take a little while, as this is actually a relatively big area. Do you guys want to know what's going to happen after we filled this in? Well, let me tell you. Above the window there is one of those hanger-over-y things which protects the windows from, I don't know, rain and flying birds and lasers and stuff. Well, we're going to be putting one of those over the window, and then we're actually going to be writing in nice big letters Subway just above the window. After that, we're going to do the entrance, which is not so hard actually. Then we're going to, oh god no, what have I done? Then we're going to do all of the other sides, which are actually going to be quite easy, and then we will wrap this up. Oh god, why? Why is this tutorial going so poorly? I take my eyes off of the screen for 1 second and what happens? The bricks do that. I hate it. I really wish that they didn't do that. I wish that they could just go in a straight line. No! Oh god, it's the worst. I hate that. I hate that so much. Do you guys ever do that? Where the blocks just like stack in front of each other and like miss one, and you do that and you have to go back and delete it all and then fill in all of the gaps? Oh god, it's the least amount of fun possible. So we're just filling this thing in with bricks, and like I said, then we'll be putting one of those covery things just above the window. Then we'll be writing Subway on this thing. We'll be writing Subway just above the window, which is actually quite easy as well. And then we will be moving on to the other sides. We'll complete the front first of all, then the sides and the back. So I think we just have, yep, we have. So we've now just finished filling in that front middle part with our bricks. What we now want to do is take out our yellow wool, and we want to do this, guys. So take out your yellow and come up to the top left hand corner of the window. What you want to do, guys, is leave a row of 5 between the window and what we're going to place. So with your yellow wall, you want to mark out a row of 5, or just count it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From this 5th block, you want to place a yellow wall coming out. Then out from that yellow wall, kind of like bottom down diagonally, you want to do a yellow. Place a yellow underneath it. Then do a bottom down diagonal, and then do 2 yellow coming down. That's 1 and 2, just like that. What you then want to do, guys, is you want to extend this coming across the window. So it just wants to come across the window like this. So you just want to have this span the entire window. It doesn't have to do any more than that. It doesn't have to come in front of the bricks left and right of the window. It just wants to, like I said, it just wants to span the window. It doesn't want to go any further. So we only want our yellow involved in this, as you guys can see, and it's just one of those things that overhangs the window. Like I said, it protects from, I don't know, birds and lasers and Dracula and things like that. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this, which is perfect, guys. Nice. What you now want to do, and this just gives it a little bit more of detail, you just want to add an upside down quartz stair, just like here and here, like where the yellow like tapers down, and we want to do the exact same thing on the other side. It's just like these things have mechanical parts to them, and that's just what we're adding. It's just like, oh my god, these quartz stairs. It's just like the bits that kind of like help it fold down, and it just makes it look a little bit nicer if you ask me. Oh my god! There we go, wonderful. The stairs finally wanted to cooperate. So we just want to have something, guys, which should look a little bit like this. Perfect. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we then want to come all the way up to the top left-hand side of the middle section. We want to start from this brick right here. Can you guys locate the brick? I'm sure you can see it right here. It's this one that's right of this single dark green wall. Well, from this brick, we want to come down by 6. So that'll be, let's get into a better position. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's use something to count this out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 6th block, guys, we want to place a quartz. So we want to leave a row of 5 in between, and we just want to do a quartz on the 6th. So that'll be, like I said, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th block, we want to place a quartz. So just to make that clear. What we then want to do after we repair the damage that we've just caused is from this quartz, you want to go right by 2. That's 1, 2. But from the same block that you went right from, you want to go down by 2. 1, 2. Then go right 2. 1, 2. Down 2. 1, 2. Left 2. 1, 2. What you then want to do is just do a quartz stairs, an upside down quartz stairs going left of the bottom left hand part of your S like that, and that's just because the subway S has like a point on it. Once you've done that, you then want to take out your block of quartz and you want to move on to the next letter. That is the S of our subway. We're going to be writing this whole thing out. So the next letter is U. U is simply 1 block away from the S. It is 3 blocks wide, and it looks exactly how you might imagine a U. It's just 1 row on the left, 1 row of the right, connected down at the bottom with a single quartz, like so. Let's move on to B. B, again, it's the exact same shape as all of the letters, and it just looks like a figure 8. So we're just going to be doing the number 8 directly next to the U, like so. Now, we then want to take out our yellow wool and we want to write out way. So again, 1 block away, this time in yellow, we want to do a W. W consists of the 2 sticks of yellow on the left and right, and it's connected together just 1 block higher than the bottom of the letter itself. And the reason that this doesn't really look like a W is because it's hard to do a W with simply 3 blocks, so you know, we kind of had to just deal. Let's move on to A. So for A, again, the exact same shape. We just want to have our 2 sticks of yellow. We want to connect them together at the top, and then we also want to connect them together 2 blocks down. So we missed 1, place 1 on the second. Once you've done your A, we now move on to the Y. The Y is slightly more difficult. Starting from the top here, 1 block away, we want to do 2 yellow coming down, then a bottom right diagonal, up right diagonal, 1 on top, go right 1, and then we take this single diagonal at the bottom and we extend it down until it is equal height or equal length, however you want to say it, with the rest of Subway. And in doing that, you will have written out Subway on the front of your Subway. Now people know what it is. Once you've got that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. So the next part of this is going to be for us to do the entrance. And then we have a load of repeatable parts of this thing. So come all the way to the front left-hand side of your subway. On top of each one of these black walls, we can actually stack rows of 13 black. So let's start with this left one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we can do the same thing on top of each one of the other black walls. We haven't exactly done one there, but there we go. We can then connect them together at the top like this. Perfect. And then what we want to do, guys, we want to add a couple of horizontal rows of black walls. So near the top, we want to leave a gap of 2 at the top with our black. We then, coming all the way down, we want to have an entrance. And the entrance is actually in line with the quartz of the actual building. So we just want to have a horizontal row of black. What we can then do is take out our black stained glass pane, and we can then just fill the door in with black stained glass panes. So once we then filled that in, we have a couple more parts to do. So let's just fill in the pane, and then we can get that on to the next part. So once you've got the door taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. You then want to stack 3 rows of bricks on top of the door. So that'll be 1 and 2 and 3. You then want to stack a layer of dark green wool. You then want to stack 9 layers of block of quartz. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And of course we then just have to add all of those other rows in. So why don't we just do all of our rows of 9 block of quartz. And then after we've done our rows of 9 block of quartz, I don't know why this isn't going very smoothly. Once we've done all of our rows of 9 block of quartz, we then just want to finish off this little section here with a row of dark green wool. So it'll look a little something like this, guys, which is perfect. That's the entrance of Subway, except it kind of isn't just yet. Now take out your yellow wool, and starting a little bit above the door where we have this 3rd row of bricks here, we then just want to do a layer of yellow that comes out in front of the building. We then, bottom diagonally from that yellow, we want to add another layer of yellow that, like I said, comes out bottom diagonally. Then we want to add another layer of yellow, and then underneath this layer of yellow, we actually want to add an additional layer of yellow coming down. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. And this is just like a mini one of those covers that we have just above the entrance. And we can then take out our quartz stairs, and if you like, we can do the appropriate quartz stairs just underneath the folds in the yellow wall. So we just want to have something which should look like this. That's the entrance part. Let's move on to the other side now. So coming over to the other side here, to the right hand side, we then want to do this. So on top of this row of quartz, we want to do a row of black wool. On top of that black wool, on top of the left and right hand side, we want to do 2 rows of 9 black. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, coming all the way up to the top there. We then just want to connect them together at the top. We then want to split it all the way down the middle. We then want to add a horizontal row of black that just leaves a row of 2 very near the top of the window, just as we've done with the door and the middle window as well. And then we just want to add black stained glass pane in the very center of what we've made. So just do black stained glass pane in the very center of what we've made. So we're just doing that now, and that is perfect. So once you've got the window taken care of, you then want to stack your 3 rows of bricks on top of the window. So that'll be 1, 2, and 3. Then do a layer of dark green wool. Then do a layer, 9 layers of quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we've just got to do our 9 layers of quartz. So we're just doing that right here. And once we've done our 9 layers of quartz, we will then do exactly what we did on the opposite side, and that will be a layer of dark green right on top. And once you've got that taken care of, guys, let me just show you what that should look like. It should look like exactly what we have on the left hand side. What we can then do is take out our yellow, and we can do the thing that overhangs the window. So starting from in front of this top row of brick, we do 1, then we do bottom down diagonally, we just want to do another layer, followed by another layer. And on the last layer that we did, we just want to add an additional layer of yellow. So just quartz stairs here and here. And we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. And that is the front of our subway, guys. It's looking pretty good, isn't it? Looking pretty good. Now, once you've got that taken care of, those are all of the hard parts taken care of. We don't have very much to do whatsoever from now on, guys. We have done all of the hard details, actually. So, alright guys, so once you have the entire front taken care of, now you want to head all the way over to the left-hand side here. And what we're going to do on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, it's all basically going to be the same thing that we've got to repeat 4 times over. So it really doesn't matter where we begin. Why don't we start with this back left-hand window? So what we have to do first of all is take out our black wool and do an entire layer of black wool on top of this layer of quartz. We then want to take this most left-hand block and this most right-hand block, and we want to go on top of them each by 9 with the black wool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we can just drag this over. We don't have to raise up the other one and count it out. We can drag it over like this. We then want to separate the window directly down the middle, then do a horizontal row of black wool that leaves just a gap of 2 right at the top of the window. We can then fill the window in with black stained glass paint, as you guys are used to doing, so why don't we just get that done. Hang on, let's just fill this in with black stained glass paint. There we go. That is perfect. What we then want to do, guys, is 4 rows of bricks. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, and that'll be 4. That is 4 layers of bricks on top of your window, guys. You then want to do a layer of dark green wool coming up. You then want to do 7 layers of quartz, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we've just got to add all of those in. So on top of the window, 4 layers of bricks, 1 layer of green, 7 layers of quartz, and then on top of that quartz, we're going to cap everything off by doing a layer of dark green. So to finish everything off, guys, just do a layer of dark green on top of your quartz, and what you'll end up with should look a little bit like this. As you can see, it's very, very similar to what we have on the front, minus the thing that overhangs the window, and plus it's a little bit differently proportioned, but you guys get the idea. Once you've done that once, we want to do this, like I said, 3 more times now. So we just want to, coming to this one, do a layer of black wool, then 2 rows of 9, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we want to drag this over, and then we can connect it all the way down, like that. We can then do a row of black that splits it right up the middle. Then do a horizontal row of black wool that kind of just separates the window a little bit. So we've got a big window and a small window all in one. Isn't that lovely? Nice and fancy. Makes it look a little bit more sophisticated than your average window. So we've now filled that in with black stained glass paint. If you guys can then remember, it's 4 layers of brick. That'll be 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Then we want to do a layer of dark green wool, followed by 7 layers of quartz. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Then we can do a layer of dark green wool on the top, and that will be this particular side of Subway taken care of. And as you can see, looking nice, very, very easy to do. And once you've got one side done, of course, we can go onto the opposite side, and we can do the exact same thing over here. So coming over to the opposite side now, we're literally going to do the exact same thing. So we start off with a layer of black wool, and you know what, I'm going to do the other window as well whilst I'm at it. Then we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we can just drag this over, and I have to connect it down to the bottom. I missed a black wool block. Then we separate the window here in the middle, do the, whoops, there we go, do the, come on, do the horizontal row of black wool, and then I'm going to do the other window, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then drag it all the way over, connect it down, then center, black wool here to separate the window a little bit. We're then doing the black stained glass pane. We're going to fill this in. and then we will do the bricks. And why is this tutorial so hard? Why am I just destroying everything? I swear that I've destroyed more than I've built on this tutorial. It's so crazy. So we're just doing the black stained glass pane, and then we will finish up the rest of the side, and then we've just got the back to do, which is easy but going to be a little bit time consuming. So you guys can see we've got both the windows in now. We've now just got to do the 4 layers of bricks. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then a layer of dark green. Then 7 quartz. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 layers of quartz. And once we've done that, of course, we will just have to do the exact same thing to the other window. The reason that I made the window first is because that's my least favorite part. So that's that one done. We've just got to do all of these rows of materials. Yeah, the reason that... Oh, God. See what I mean? This is not going smoothly. So we're now just adding on the bricks. And as I kept trying to say, but I kept making mistakes, the reason that I just did the window first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's because that's my least favourite part of doing this. Because it involves the glass pane, it's just so irritating to add on. It really is. I wish it just wouldn't. I rarely do. So we've almost finished this side in its entirety. We've just got a layer of dark green wool to add, and once you've done that, you should end up with something that should look exactly like this. And as you guys can see, identical to the opposite side of your subway. Once you've got that taken care of, guys, it only leaves one side to do next. On this side, it's very easy. So how do we do this? The best way to do this is actually to start from the top of the back and work our way down. So what we want to do on here, once you've taken care of the front and the 2 sides, is... You can see where we have the green on the back, right? Well, we want to have a horizontal row of green that is, of course, 1 block inwards in relation to these 2 tower parts, because the rest of the back is. We want a horizontal row of green that just sits underneath the green of the 2 towers, like this. So you guys can see what I'm doing here. It takes a little while because it's so long, but you guys can see. So first of all, we just want to add a horizontal row of green that sits right there on the back. We then want to do ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 layers of quartz coming down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then that will be followed by 1 row of dark green wool, and then the rest will be bricks. So you can see why it's actually easier to work from the top or the bottom. Or from the top, I should say. It's easier to work from the top than the bottom, just because that's all where all the detail is. The rest of it is bricks. So that's how it's going to look. It's 1 layer of green, then 8 layers of quartz, 1 layer of green, and the rest is brick. But now that I have that marked out on the opposite side, I can just like build up the bricks, and then I can do the rest of it. And then we'll actually be done. The only thing that we'll have to do after this, of course, if you guys want like an airtight building, we'll need to fill in the roof with dark green wool, which I doubt that I will hang in there for, to be honest with you guys, because I mean I think that is self-explanatory, filling in the roof. Oh, there is something we could do though, actually. There is something we should do. Never mind. I might hang in there a little bit. I might build like part of the roof with you, but then most of it, I don't really want to tack any more time onto this tutorial, because I feel as though that we're going to be approaching the hour mark again, very much like with Starbucks. We're getting into that habit where these things are just taking so much time. Cool building though, definitely cool building. I've not made one that looks very much like this. We're just adding all of the bricks on now. I underestimated how long this may take. This is going to take quite a while. We might have to just talk about something off topic, guys. What do you want to talk about? In my latest videos that I've been posting on Saturday, I've been talking about my moving situation in my house and how I'm going to be moving away from home and how that's progressing. Well, guys, as of now, I guess like 5 or 6 days ago, maybe even a week now, I've actually moved. I'm actually in the new household. If you guys have been watching any of my adventure videos, I've made 2 of them so far. Well, then again, I'm recording this much earlier in the week than you'll see it, so by the time this goes up, I'll probably have done a lot more. I've already implemented the face cam, I've already done a little mini face reveal. I did that on a map called Lights Out, which is like a horror map, which I had a fun time playing. You guys were extremely supportive of the face cam. You guys really wanted that face reveal. It was a very good response. I very much enjoyed it. It was great to see. I'm currently enjoying living away from home, away from the old parents, with my friend. It's not too bad actually, not bad at all. I don't really have any complaints. The only complaint is that I don't currently have a door handle on my door because it has to be crafted into the door. I didn't know that, but apparently it has to be like cut out and placed in there, and it's got locks and all of that fancy stuff, and the previous one didn't. So that's a thing that has to happen really. Because I currently, like I said, I don't have a door handle. It's really difficult to open the door. It's kind of amusing, right? I've got to literally like hook my hand under the door, like where the carpet is, and like drag it underneath, kind of like, you really need fingers like E.T. to be able to do it, which luckily I have, but I currently don't have a working door handle. But other than that, it's actually quite nice. I don't really miss having things done for me either. You know, like the benefit of living with your parents and stuff is that they cook food for you and they like do washing and stuff and they clean. I don't really mind doing any of that at all. I actually quite like doing that. It makes me feel like an adult. There's really no downside to moving away, it turns out. It's actually quite nice. The freedom, the space, the niceness. I like it. I like it a lot, but we have just about finished the back of our subway, and what it should look like, it should look a little bit like this, guys. And yes or no, I should say, it is not supposed to like line up exactly with like the front and the back. It is supposed to be a little bit wider on the back than it is the back, like the quartz. There's supposed to be a little bit more of it, just in case you guys were wondering. So once you've got that taken care of, the last thing that we have to do is we have to tamper with the roof a little bit. So the roof, it's basically just dark green wool. It's going to look a little bit like this. So the roof, where is the lowest point? It's on the sides. It's going to look a little bit like this. Let me just do a little part of it, and I'll show you how the towers kind of like get implemented and stuff. So it's really easy. It's not really difficult in any way, shape, or form. You guys are going to manage to do this. But with the towers, you're going to want to build up the towers like on the roof as well, and it'll be obvious how and why you would want to do that. So on these sides here, they just come in as far as the other towers that we have on the corners, but I'm just doing a little bit of it, guys, just to show you how it should look. But I think that you'll be able to figure out how you do this and how it's going to look. Plus, I have to show you guys what to do at the front of the subway. So we're just filling a little bit of the roof right now. You guys can see what I'm doing. I'll show it you in just a moment. That doesn't have to be there, does it? There we go. Here, here, and here. So just to show you guys, this is how the roof's kind of going to build up, and you want the towers to like come into the roof like this. But what we also want to do, guys, you can see the big like arcing point on the front of the building. Well, this also wants to be like raised out, like coming towards the back. It wants to be given a bit more volume. So it wants to actually come back like as far as the towers do, which is right here. So just to mark this out, so the archway thing, it wants to come back like as far as here. And you just want to build this up exactly how you would guess that you'd want to. So we just kind of want to make this nice and 3D instead of just having the front row of it. And I will do this part, but I'm not going to fill in the entire roof with you guys, because that is going to take quite a while. And like I said, I don't really think it's necessary. Plus the fact that I don't want the extra time tacked onto the video. But you might be able to see, guys, how this roof is getting laid out right now. Looks a little... Hang on, let me just reach this certain point here. It's going to look a little bit like this, and of course we're going to want to close up the back of this, and it'll just look, once you've finished, it'll look exactly like it does on the front. Like we've got to add the extra layer of dark green wool underneath, then you'll fill it in with bricks, and it'll just hit the top of the roof. And the top of the roof, of course, is about here. right there. Come across. It's so long. So big, this roof. Then bricks all the way around the inside, and that's about as much of it as I feel as I have to show you guys. So just to show you how this is supposed to look, I don't feel as I have to finish it, like I said, since it's quite self-explanatory. The roof is just going to be completely filled in with dark green wool. You want the towers to be three-dimensional and come onto the roof a little bit, plus you want the archway on the front of the building to come backwards like that, and it'll look all nice and 3D. And I'll show you how this actually looks on the proper subway in just a moment. So that's what's going to happen, guys. The actual tutorial for this has been 100% completed now, just about, except for the roof and the archway, of course. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to flip over, I'm going to show you the original version of this, and I'll show you how I've laid it out on the inside, and the outside a little bit as well, although I've not done much to the outside whatsoever. So I'll be back in just a moment with the original version of this thing so you guys can take a bit of a look. Alright guys, so we're now in my original world with my original version of Subway, and the reason that we're staring at the roof is just because I wanted to show you guys how it eventually panned out. It eventually ends up looking a little bit like this, guys. As you can see, it's just completely filled in with green wool, and the archway is all 3D. And of course, all of the tower parts are as well, but that's a little bit boring. Why don't we take a look at the actual outside of this thing and the inside of it as well? So, the outside, I decided not to add anything too crazy. I figured that I wouldn't give my Subway a drive-through, as I usually do. I give most of these things drive-through. I don't even know if Subway has a drive-through. I doubt they do, to be honest, or at least none of the ones that I've ever been to have. So I didn't include one of those. I just included a bit of path that goes all the way around, and that's pretty much all I've done for the outside. Nothing else really seemed to make sense. Of course, I could have added some like car parking spaces and stuff like that, but for the most part, I mean, this is pretty accurate. There's just a bit of a path going all the way around Subway. I'm not going to show you guys because, I mean, it's a little bit redundant. It looks exactly like this going all the way around, but the inside, I also decided to lay out the inside a little bit differently, ever so slightly differently than all of my other fast food places. So for the inside, we've just got a load of tables, and it is dark inside here, guys. You might want to add a lot more light than I have. God damn, you might want to add a lot more light. It is really dark. I forgot how dark it was. So on the inside, you might want to add some more light, as I said. But we have some tables here. We just added some tables. I didn't bother adding any chairs because, well, honestly, I didn't feel like it. Just really wanted to show you how this is laid out, and I didn't really feel as though I needed chairs for that. So kind of just have some tables in front of the middle section of the front of our Subway. Here's kind of like an ordering station. That's where you can like look through and pick out all of the things that you want inside of all of the little different trays and stuff. You know how you just kind of like walk down. This is kind of like the employee area where they'd slap things onto your different various breads and give you all of the delicious meats on top of the sandwich. And then you'd pay for the thing here. These are tills, and this is just kind of like a back counter sort of thing where they might keep stuff. I don't know. Might keep the ghost of Herobrine, they might keep him there. And this here on the right hand side, this is just kind of like a utility room sort of thing that I just kind of added. Like, if you wanted to get behind the counter, I figured this could be like an employee-only sort of area, and then you could come inside like this. I figured that might actually be kind of a cool layout, and that's pretty much it. It's really simple, guys. I'm sure that if you wanted to replicate this, you wouldn't have too much trouble. So we just have like a row of tables right here in the center middle part. We just have, as I said, kind of like the ordering area here, then the pay area here, and this is like the reception. Like all of the employees are all around here, and this is just kind of like, as I already mentioned, kind of like an employee area. This is like how you get behind the counter and serve people if you wanted to, and that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's the inside and the outside. I've kept things kind of simple. I didn't want to make things, you know, insane, especially considering the fact that there's not a massive amount of room in here. I made this a little smaller than I was actually planning. I was going to make it like, I was going to make it a little bit bigger, but I didn't feel like it needed it. Like, I kind of like the size of it is now. I actually really like how it looks. I think it looks quite like most Subways. I know that they come in all different shapes and sizes, but I think that, you know, despite the fact that it does say Subway up there, I think that you could probably get that looking at the color scheme and how the building's laid out. So that's the inside, that's the outside, guys. I just thought that I'd show you that really quickly. Hopefully you guys like this, by the way. Hopefully you've managed to make it. If you've managed to do both of those things, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you could give me a like, a favorite, a share on this video, if you wouldn't mind. Feel free to comment down below. What would you like to see me make make next, especially if it's in the real world realm. I would really like to see your guys' ideas, if you wouldn't mind dropping me some of them. Also, feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description. Let's skip to a better part of this thing. Also, check out the links in the card system and in the description below. I'll have all of my playlists linked, plus in the card system I'll probably link a couple of other things like my Starbucks, my McDonald's, stuff like that you guys might want to make, my Walmart, which is really cool. Like I said, if you wouldn't mind, guys, like, favorite, share. I only make these things because of your guys' suggestions. It really motivates me to make more things that you really want to see. If you do give this video a like, favorite, share, and a load of attention, guys, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.